Merry Christmas, everyone. I am Spicy Bill, and welcome back to a special episode of Gunpla Re-Review. So today we'll be looking at the Super Gundams. Basically, these two are Gundam Mark IIs with upgrades. So basically, this one right here is an official Bandai model kit based on the Super Gundam, which technically isn't very super. It's the Gundam Mark II with the G Defensor attached to it. Now, I don't have all the parts for the G Defensor. I'm just adding this to the back of the Gundam Mark II to make it the Super Gundam, which is, you know, if you've seen my original review, this thing is far from being super at all. It's just a Mark II with an upgrade. Basically, they added the backpack to give it more mobility to catch up with, you know, stuff like the Gathley and the other the Hambrabi. Yeah, so this is actually based on the old version, not the revived version of the Gundam Mark II. So I'll be doing a comparison with the revived version as well. Basically, this one is in the AU color, and this one here is a Titans color. Now, this one here is my own creation. It's a custom. So it's a Gundam Mark II with the lightning back weapon system. Yeah, so I call this one the Super Gundam Mark II. So yeah, this time I actually added the decals for the Titans. So you can see the Titan test team decals right here on the backpack. So yeah, makes it more official. So yeah, there we go. So we have the Titans version of the Super Gundam Mark II. Obviously, I like this version a lot better. It looks a lot more interesting, and this one looks more a lot plain. And yeah, they're both sitting on action bases. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the action base and take a look. So obviously, this is based on the old Gundam Mark II with the G Defensor backpack, and it's very simple. You just remove the G Defensor backpack. Then you get the HGUC Gundam Mark II. Very simple. It's just a straight peg that goes into the poly cap in the backpack. So let's set the G Defensor on. Let's put this on the side real quick. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys this gimmick. Also have like the missile firing gimmick. So that's pretty cool. But either way, doesn't really matter. This thing is far from being super. So here we have the Gundam Mark II, the normal version, or the old version of the Gundam Mark II. As you can see, the proportion is very different from the revived version. Let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand real quick. Unplug this real quick. And this is also very simple. It's just a straight peg that goes into the backpack. Oops. This kit's kind of falling apart on me. And this one is very simple. All you have to do is flip this forward, and this becomes the lightning back weapon. Straighten out the wings. Yeah. You can actually attach beam saber effect to this. This is the HG high grade build custom lightning back weapon. I think the Mark II backpack system. So yeah, if you're interested in getting this to go with your Gundam Mark II, this is definitely something I would recommend. It's only $10, so it's a pretty good deal. Anyway, here we go. Let's go ahead and get my Mark II reconstructed. I don't know why it's like falling apart on me, but here we go. Here we have the revived version of the Gundam Mark II, and we'll take a quick comparison. As you can see, the proportion has been slightly altered, obviously. The original one is based on the design of Kunio Okawara. And you can see that very clearly from its proportions. You know, they really didn't change that much. It's just, if you can see the revived version here. Let me show you guys. The leg got longer, and the torso got a little bit smaller, and the head obviously got shrunken down a little bit. I think it's better if I just remove the Vulcan pots so you guys can see this a little bit easier. Now there's also the old version of the Gundam Mark II in the Titans color, so you can get you know, this version in this color and this version in this color. So yeah, no To be honest, like the Gundam Mark II is actually one of my favorite Gundam designs. And now you can see the difference in proportion. Obviously this guy has more like humanoid like proportions, and this guy has like, you know, more anime inspired robotic proportions of the Hajime Katoki versus the Kunio Okawara. There we go. Okay, so articulation wise, the older version is okay. I mean, you still got the feet articulation right there. You got the double jointed knee as well. And let's see, you don't have a thigh cut, you have the ball joint to the polycap system. So yeah, that's a little bit disappointing. And you don't have an ab crunch. You can rotate that. The old version is actually super solid though. Yeah, you won't run into that weird problem with the torso coming apart. I don't know why this keeps happening, but this torso likes to come apart on the Revive version. I don't know why. But anyway, this one still has the butterfly joint for the shoulder, although it's very limited. Straight peg to the shoulder, like that. Single bend at the elbow. The shield is also connected very differently, slightly differently. Actually, the system is very similar. And let's see, and you can collapse a well, actually, no, you cannot collapse a shield. So the old version, you cannot collapse a shield. The new one, you could. We got the bicep swivel. Obviously, the shoulder articulation isn't really that great. Still can go perpendicular. Head is on the ball joint. I think it's fused. Yeah, it's fused to the torso, so it's just a ball joint. Can articulate the these parts on the backpack. Obviously, you have beam saber that attached to that. So there we go. That's the non-revive version, old version of the Gundam Mark II. And I think like the AU version is like a special release. You have to get the special edition or something in order to get this kit, or you have to get the Super Gundam package. The only reason I bought that whole Super Gundam package is just to get the non-revive version of the Mark II. And obviously I put a ton of decal on here to you know, make it look cooler. And here we have the revive version. I talked about this kit already in my comparison between the real grade and the high grades, but we're going to talk about this guy again. So the difference is this time you don't have the toe articulation. You lose out on 1 point of articulation compared to the old one. But, you know, we got a hinge here for the feet. That's a lot better. Double joint the knee. And now we have the thigh cut, universal joint for the hips. So a lot better articulation there. Okay, and then we also got the ab crunch, which, to be honest with you, I have problem with doing the ab crunch. Just a little bit. Yeah. They also added one extra detail to the cockpit. This mark is not present on the old version. Yeah, you can do the ab crunch, but it's a little awkward. The neck is actually on the hinge this time, so the head can move up. And then there's a ball joint instead of just being completely fused to the torso. We still have the, instead of the butterfly function, now we have a swing up function right there. So that's very interesting. And it's a ball joint that goes into the socket right there. So you have improved articulation right there. Obviously, you have even better articulation now with the double jointed elbows, which goes completely, yeah, it's a full double joint right there. Ball joint at the elbow, ball joint at the wrist. I mean, not ball joint, bicep swivel. And then we have the ball joint for the wrist. So there we go. It's a lot better. And you still get the articulation for the backpack parts. And the backpack parts can be used on the Barzan too. So that's very nice. On this version, I don't think you can do anything. The backpack is just completely fused to the torso. Well, almost permanently attached to the torso, so there's really nothing you can do about it. Okay, so now with the Mark II shield, this one is collapsible. Actually, no, this is, oh wait, it is collapsible. There we go, like that. So you can collapse a shield. Like that. It looks a little weird, but this is how you collapse it. The RG version is better because you can like ratchet this whole section, like, yeah, in different segments. Actually, I think you can do that with the old one too then, huh? Let's see. Yeah, okay. You can collapse the shield on the old one too. Yeah, it's been a while. I don't really mess around with my kids, so I don't really remember what's going on. Yeah. And my phone being hacked, I didn't have the time to rewatch some of my old videos. I have done reviews for both of these kits, so if you guys want more detail, you can go check these out in the playlist, in my High Grade Universal Century playlist. I think I got over close to 150 kits there now on the High Grade Universal Century playlist, so definitely go check that out. Okay, I think that is pretty much it for this review. I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. Let me know what you guys think about these two kits. Which one do you like better? Do you like the real grade version better, or do you guys like the high grade version, the old version, or the revive version? And that is pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching.